They buried a nation, smashed a bloodline into dust, and shoved the truth so deep into Japan's frozen north it was supposed to rot there forever. This is the Ainu, Japan's darkest, ugliest secret, clawing its way out of the grave. You think you know Japan's history? Think it's all samurai and sushi. Wrong. Dead wrong. Strap in tight, because what's about to hit you will shred your reality to pieces. Who were they? Why were they crushed? And what's Japan still hiding in their veins that's got them shaking in their boots? 15,000 years ago, they owned this land. The Ainu. Bear hunters. Lords of the wild. Their blood wasn't just red. It was a Molotov cocktail Japan couldn't put out. Picture it, Hokkaido. A jagged wasteland of ice and rage. They rise from the Jaman's shadow. A people carved from the raw edge of survival. Not like anyone else. Not then, not ever. Their DNA roars it. Haplogroup D, M55. A genetic thunderclap ripping through time. Rare as a blade to the throat. Fierce as a war scream. Unbreakable as stone. These weren't survivors. They were gods of a world we've lost. But hold up, something's wrong. The mainland's quiet. Too quiet. Then bam. New blood crashes in like a tidal wave. The Yayoi. Farmers with swords. Invaders from Korea, China. Tearing across Japan like locusts on a rampage. The Ainu. Shoved north. Boxed in. Their DNA. A fading echo of a fight they didn't see coming. But they didn't crumble. They dug in. And that's when the real war ignited. Fast forward, centuries pass, and it's 1868. The Meiji Restoration. Japan calls it a golden age. For the Ainu, it's a slaughterhouse door swinging open. The emperor's dogs march north, boots stomping, steel flashing. This isn't about land grabs, it's extermination. Their language, ripped out by the roots. Their rituals, burned to ash. Their identity, ground into the mud like it never existed. Why? They didn't match. Japan's hooked on purity, one race, one story, one blood. The Ainu, too feral, too strange, hairy as wolves, untamed as storms. They branded them savages, spat on their faces like they were filth. But here's the gut punch. Their DNA wasn't just odd, it was evidence. Evidence Japan's whole, one people, lie was a house of cards in a hurricane. A lie they'd kill to keep standing. But it gets nastier. Forcing them to blend in wasn't enough. They wanted obliteration. Schools chained Ainu kids to desks, drilled new names into their skulls, made them salute a flag that hated them. Their lands? Snatched by settlers with guns and greed. Their numbers? Sliced down. Officially, 25,000 left. Unofficially, could be triple that, could be less. No one's counting the ghosts. Japan wanted them erased. Wiped clean. And for 100 years, they damn near pulled it off. But wait, it's not over. The 21st century slams, and like a wrecking ball. Science lights the fuse. DNA labs flare up, and Japan's fairy tale gets torched. The Ainu. They're not just holdouts, they're a genetic fortress. Haplogroup D. M55 in the men, sharp as a dagger. N9, D4H in the women, ancient as the earth itself. Marker's soul, they laugh at Egypt's pyramids. Ties to the Jaman, 15,000 years back. Whispers to the Nefks up in Sakhalin, the Okinawans down south. But no one else. No one. This isn't some nerdy footnote. It's a declaration of war. Their blood screams Japan wasn't birthed from one seed. It's a battlefield of clashing worlds. The Ainu. They're walking relics of a truth Japan tried to strangle. But here's the real kicker. Traces of their genes slink through modern Japanese DNA. They didn't just hang on. They bled into the enemy's lines. Japan's purity myth? Blown to hell. So why bury it? Power. Control. A country drunk on sameness can't stomach chaos in its bloodstream. Their DNA isn't a secret, it's a live grenade. A grenade threatening the story Japan's peddled since the first emperor sat down. The fuse is lit. The truth's breaking free. Now today, the Ainu hit back hard. 2006, they rip recognition out of Japan's clenched fist. Indigenous status? Nailed down. Cultural revival? It's a damn uprising. Their language, dead for decades, snaps back like a whip. They're not whispering, they're shouting. and they're furious. But don't blink, Japan's still got tricks. Museums clutch Ainu bones like trophies, refusing to let go. Policies crawl like they're stuck in tar. Every inch forward's a fistfight. Why? They're not just taking back land, they're seizing history itself. Japan's quaking at what's coming. This isn't ancient news, it's right now. Their DNA isn't a museum piece, it's a battering ram. A ram smashing down a nation obsessed with its own mirror. What happens if we keep digging? What if more skeletons spill out? Other bloodlines Japan's choke silent? Other voices they've crushed into the dirt? If the Ainu rewrite Japan's birth, what collapses next? The economy? The identity? The whole damn power structure? This isn't a history class, it's a live wire. Sparking. Hissing. Ready to detonate. Japan scrambling to cut it dead. Let's stretch this out, go deeper. Rewind to the Jaman days. 15,000 years back. The Ainu's ancestors aren't just surviving, they're thriving. Pottery sharper than anything Europe's got. Tools that cut through bone like butter. They're not cavemen, they're pioneers. But the Yayoi storm in, and it's a slow bleed. Centuries of pushing, prodding, until the Ainu are cornered in Hokkaido's wilds. They hold the line barely. Then the samurai era kicks in. Feudal lords are the north, but the Ainu don't bend. They trade. They fight. They endure. Fast forward again. 1600s, 1700s. Japan's locking down, isolating. The Ainu. Still there, still different. But it's the Meiji era that swings the axe. 1868 isn't just a policy shift, it's a purge. Japan's modernizing, and the Ainu don't fit the blueprint. Assimilation's the polite word, genocide's the real one. Families torn apart. Villages razed. Kids taught to hate their own skin. But here's the twist, they don't break. They adapt. Hide. Survive. Their blood stays quiet, but it never stops flowing. Zoom in 1900s. Japan's empire swells. World wars rage. The Ainu. Forgotten pawns. Some fight for Japan. Drafted into a war that doesn't care. Others vanish into the hills. Post-war, Japan rebuilds shiny new. Pure. The Ainu. Still shadows. But the 1970s spark something. Protests flare. Voices rise. By 2006, they've forced Japan's hand, official recognition. It's not a gift, it's a trophy they ripped from the fight. Today, festivals boom. Songs echo. But the scars run deep. Japan's still hoarding their past, bones, artifacts, secrets. The Ainu demand them back. Japan stalls. Why? Because every relic's a weapon. Every song's a shot fired. This isn't nostalgia, it's rebellion. And it's spreading. So here's the stakes, lay it bare. The Ainu's DNA isn't just proof of the past. It's a missile aimed at Japan's present. If they unravel the origin story, the whole one nation myth implodes. What's left? A Japan that's messy, mixed, real. Politicians tremble. Corporations flinch. The public. They'll have to face it. Their blood's not pure either. What if the Ainu aren't alone? What if other ghosts, buried tribes, silenced clans, start screaming too? Japan's built a tower on sand, and the Ainu are the storm cracking its base. This isn't about history books, it's about power today. Who controls the story? Who owns the truth? The Ainu's fight isn't some side quest, it's the main event. A showdown that could topple everything. Step back, look at the edge. The Ainu stand there defiant, unshaken. Their blood howls a truth Japan can't gag. They're not a footnote, they're a tidal wave. A wave crashing with one message. We were here first, and we're not leaving. But the battle's not done. Not close. Every discovery, every strand of DNA, tightens the chokehold. Japan's mask is slipping. The Ainu's war isn't just theirs, it's ours. A war for what's real, for what survives, for a world that doesn't bury its own. So what's Japan hiding next? What's in your veins they don't want you to see? This isn't the end, it's the spark. The Ainu story isn't fading, it's erupting. And we're all in the crossfire. The next explosion? It's already loaded. So what do we do with this truth? Do we bury it again, let it rot in silence? Or do we rip it into the light and force the world to see? Because this isn't just the Ainu story. It's a mirror. a challenge, and maybe even a warning. If you felt something, anything, don't let it fade. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this video, because every view, every voice, pushes the truth a little further out of the grave. This fight isn't over, and now you're part of it.